What's up, everybody? Appreciate you being here, and thanks so much for hanging out today. Happy Saturday morning to each and every single one of you guys. We are here for some NASCAR qualifying. Congratulations, Jesse Love. He's going to be on the pole today for the United Rentals 250 that we'll be bringing live coverage for you guys. But we're here today for qualifying. There is no practice, it is just qualifying. Couple laps around this super speedway. What did I tell you? You were right, Bronny, about the RCR being pretty strong. But I have pretty good faith in that 20 car to go to the back of the pack, get a caution, get back on the lead lap, and move on to the front. We'll see what's up. But what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning to you guys. Happy Saturday afternoon, or wherever you are in the country. Happy day to you guys. What's up, Lloyd? What's up, Ronald? Billy, what's going on? Bronny, what's up? Jake, NASCAR and UGA football. What's up, C Brown? Good to see you, buddy. Craig, what's going on? Debbie, hello. What's up? Tony's here. Mark is here. Random's here. What's going on? Ronald, Debbie, Owen, San Diego Kid. What's going on? Is it just me or Bowman's Racer getting faster every week? Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. What's up, everybody? Steve, he said earlier, I can't believe I missed the truck race yesterday. It was a fun race. Uh, Turned out to be a really good race there. So, hope you guys are ready to have some fun today. We're going to be bringing you live audio of the USA broadcast. Plus, we'll have the live leaderboard on the screen too as well. So, hope everybody's day is going on so well. But today, we'll be bringing you this. And then right after this, we will bring you the live coverage of the United Rentals 250. We'll have flag-to-flag coverage, the CW broadcast audio, and we'll have the cams from NASCAR.com. We'll have a good, fun time and look forward to that. So thanks for bringing us the race. You're welcome, Mr. 6'8". You are welcome like we do every weekend. We bring you the races, and that's what we do here on our channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like button for us. We'll see if we can get no practice today, so we're about 40 minutes behind on what we normally do. So let's see if we can get past that, what we normally do. Just didn't have time to do. I wanted to bring the Xfinity qualifying to you this morning, but just didn't have an opportunity to bring that to you guys. But we'll see what happened. And since we only did qualifying, I couldn't determine the Xfinity Series cameras. Okay. You're welcome, Imogene. And we always share that on Facebook. And I saw you commented on our Facebook page. We appreciate you there too as well. And let's see here if I can get this going here. The raw feed. You gonna help me out today? Yeah, you are. There we go. All right, so let's go to the main page. And there we are. I hope everybody's ready to have some fun. Who are your predictions on the poll? I'm going Michael McDowell, as I said in our preview vlog. Kind of hard not to go with the Fords of Front Row Motorsports at these super speedways. I'm taking Michael McDowell for the pole and possibly Todd Gillen on the outside, but maybe Joey Logano, maybe Ryan Blaney, maybe a Penske car. We'll see. But who do you got is your 4 p.m. going to watch your Mets? Awesome, Alex. Good deal. We'll be bringing you today the Los Angeles Dodgers Padres game on our MLB Game Day 3D presentation tonight. So if you want to watch that, please come by and hang out with us tonight. Dodgers Padres tonight on the channel. Late night triple header again for the CeeLo on a Saturday. We hope you're ready. No Joey Logano camera tomorrow, okay? So no Joey tomorrow. NASCAR YouTube channel will be streaming it. Oh, so yeah, so no Joey Logano. What's up, Cyrus? Changed your name a little bit there. Fruit snack lover. There you go. What's up, Bill? Good to see you. Jamie, what's going on? What up? I'm at the motocross races again. Awesome, Jamie. Good to see you. Betty, thanks for all you do. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. Owen says he's going Chase Elliott. Desert Fox front row is always a great on these tracks. Not a bad bet. Jake says probably Gillen. Who we like today? I'm going Michael McDowell for the pole. I like a Ford on the front row today. Lloyd says afternoon C. Emmett, good to see you, buddy. John, what's going on? Mark Jurix Jr. We'll see if his last time here at Talladega. We'll see what he can do. So, about 7 more minutes before the broadcast starts, but hit that like button for us, subscribe to the channel, and let's see if we can get a whole bunch of more folks in here for the race, but the qualifying, and then we'll bring you the Xfinity race at 2:30 Central. Hold on a second. At 2:30 Central, we will bring you that pre-race ceremonies from Talladega, and the race will start at 3 Central, 4 Eastern. So looking forward to it. We're going to have a good time today. NASCAR Jimmy says, CeeLo, I'm just wondering if that's you playing the guitar during your intro music. My poll, I wish, right? I wish on that. Dalton, what's going on? What's going on, Michael? What's going on as well? Hello, Michael. What's going on as well? I like how you spell that last name, Michael, for your first name. I hope is it pronounced like Michael? That's pretty cool. Love to see Harrison Burton get the pole. Yeah, hey, he did in Daytona. He didn't did the pole in Daytona, but he raced really well at Daytona, so maybe he could get the win this weekend. Anytime that 21 is going to be strong on these super speedway. 69 likes. What's up, Butterfly? Hit that like button for us. See if we can get over 100. What about the X race? I know you have a winner. I'm taking. Who did I say? Oh, I took Eric Amarola in that 20 car. It's hard not to bet against that 20 car. When I don't bet against that 20 car, he wins. So we'll see what happens. But he's got a long road ahead of him. He has to go to the back of the pack today, and a drive pass-through penalty as well from failing inspection. So he will start in the front, but he'll have to go to the back of the pack when the race starts. 999 laps to go at Talladega. That's right. We're going to be here all day. Brian, good to see you. Daniel Barry, awesome. JT, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. We'll see if Logano can get the pole for Cyrus. Be very happy. Is the race on USA or the CW? The qualifying is on the USA, and the race is going to be on CW today. We'll be bringing that live audio as well to you guys. So, but hit that like button for us if you're coming in. And we'll see if we can get some more likes, more subscribers today. But we'll be bringing the live audio here in just a second. But cheers, everybody. Happy Saturday to you guys. You want Alfredo? Yeah, Fast Pasta. He's doing double duty this weekend. He's doing Xfinity race and Cup race. Fast Pasta in the Cup race as well. So that should be interesting. Fast Pasta, baby. Let's get to 250. Let's do it. Let's get to 250 likes. That'd be nice. Hoping got Martin Truex at least gets a win before he retires, even here at Dega, Bill says. And what time will the green flag? Ed is going to be at 3 o'clock Central or 4 Eastern. 3 o'clock Central, 4 Eastern. Pre-race ceremonies at 2:30, which will go live at 2:30. Let's go Fast Pasta. Yeah, Fast Pasta looked good at Daytona until he was racing and got his wheel cut tire and then hit the wall. So we'll see if he can do pretty well today here. Let's see, Fast Pasta is my dark horse pick. I have Eric Amarola as my pick, and then dark horse is Fast Pasta. So, but we're talking NASCAR here, the Cup Series, and it's been a very interesting week here on the channel. Just considering I like Denny and all that with the whole 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. So it'll be interesting to see these teams thrive here at Talladega, considering what went down this week. And all that is talked about on our preview vlog. So when you want to check that out, our race preview vlogs, over 1,000 views already. Our paint scheme and race preview vlog for this weekend. So make sure you go check that out. Give it a like and a comment. That is always every Friday. I bring that to you every Friday around 2 Central. It goes live and gets you ready for the weekend. Tells you what we're going to do. Gives you the paint schemes. Gives you the race sponsors. How many laps we're going to do and all that stuff. So make sure you always check that out on Fridays. Make sure your notification bells are on so when that goes live, you know to go watch it. So about 3 more minutes here. 3 more minutes. You don't like Kyle Larson. I know, me too, Dave. CeeLo, my Longhorns got today off. Get rest for our game next Saturday. There you go. T-Van says, I still think you big YouTube guys need to get together and create a speed channel where everything is on one channel again. There you go. That's right. Just everybody get together, put our heads together. They were talking about bringing some type of speed channel like NASCAR channel back or create that and then eventually, but I haven't heard any much after that. Dalton says, I think Tyler Reddick will win the pole. Well, he's been really quiet the past few weeks. You're right, Dalton. And wouldn't that be something, our 2311 to be on the pole for the day's race, considering everything that went down this week? Karen says, good day, everyone. Hello, what's up, racing? Let's go. What's up, Eva? Good to see you as well. Desert Fox dropping those 5. The emojis are up now, guys, for you guys. If you want to watch those emojis. When you can't watch Xfinity race on cable anymore, when the sport is dying, David Clark says, I totally understand that. But it's free on the CW, on a regular antenna. If you want to get your old TVs out and get the antennas out, you'll be able to watch the CW. The Volunteers for Tennessee play Arkansas today. Yep, so we'll be keeping up with that during our baseball game. I did a poll today. this week? Did you want to watch the Volunteers game tonight, or did you want to watch the baseball? And the baseball clearly won. I was shocked, considering we all are Braves fans, but it got out to a lot more people than I expected. Over 700 votes, and the Dodgers-Padres series won, so that's what we're going to do. But we'll definitely do some football, I promise you that. I'm just taking advantage of the baseball, and we're doing pretty good right now with the baseball algorithm, so we'll see what he can do tonight. We'll be bringing the 3D game day this weekend and the audio of the game on FS1, so that should be fun. So make sure you guys look for that tonight as well. We're going to do Dodgers-Padres, first game of the NLDS from Los Angeles. So I like doing a NASCAR channel, Jamie says. Yeah, we will get those likes and subs for baseball tonight. Let's go. Yeah, so go over and hit the like for that. It's already up. I would love to get some more likes on that because it's not really high. So we'll get some likes on that too. And after the Xfinity race, I'll redirect everybody over there to be ready for that tonight. So never saw that poll, but the YUK on the outcome. Yuck on the outcome. A few laps to go. Everyone gets greedier. That's right. The big one. I guess that'll be our poll today. What is going to be the poll? Our poll question today is when the big one will come. And that's what we'll do today for the Xfinity race. We always have fun with these super speedways. And here we go. NASCAR qualifying on USA. There you go, right, Emmett? Put your hands higher. Turn it left. Turn it. No, keep it. Oh, move it over a little bit. Oh, move it over this way. Lee Diffie trying to talk, I think. And his mic's not on. They're having mic issues. It's quiet. I'll just be Lee Diffie. Welcome to Talladega. There's Denny Hamlin. Mike's not on, guys. Look, see, I'm not the only one that does that. Mike's not on. Go to commercial. Go to commercial. Pure Journalist Sports is doing the Mets game. He better be doing the Mets game. That's his boys. So they're talking about the 2311 thing here. Everyone knows that I've always been a fierce competitor, and that will win is what drives me on the entire 2311 team.
I love the sport of racing.
Oh, there we go.
The passion of our fans, but the way NASCAR is run today is unfair to teams, drivers, sponsors, and fans. Today's action shows I'm willing to fight for a competitive market where everyone wins. Michael is, of course, the co-owner of 2311 with Denny Hamlin. Denny spoke to the media here inside the track earlier today. I was in that press conference. He was in a good mood, and he made some comments about a movie clip that Michael Jordan sent him earlier this week.
He sent me an awesome clip from the Moneyball where I think John Henry's saying, you know, the first one through the wall always gets bloodied. But, you know, in the end, it's because you're threatening, you know, status quo, and you're threatening people's jobs and things like that. And I just hope that it's not seen that way. Just seeing that, you know, this is certainly an opportunity for us to, you know, try to promote change in the sport that's positive for everyone. And that's teams, drivers, fans, everyone. And so, you know, I feel like certainly on our end, it's actually been, you know, good for me, because this, you know, this is not like we just decided one day we woke up and this is going to happen. This has been on the plate for a while, and certainly from my standpoint, it allows me actually more relief to focus on the 11 car and, you know, everything I've got to do there, because it's out and it's done, and now there's other people able to speak upon it from the legality standpoint.
It has certainly been the hottest topic of discussion this week. Jeff, Steve, how does this affect everybody involved? Drivers, teams, everyone?
Well, I think for the drivers, it's, you know, you have
he's
to,
in this race
there's a task
too.
at hand, and that's trying to win races, qualify well, advance to the next round of the playoffs, whatever your situation happens to be. You heard Denny Hamlin right there just say he believes it's going to help him actually focus more, because now it's kind of out of his hands, right? He's going to let other people handle it from here. So he feels like he can go to work and focus, and he needs to focus, because this playoff battle is tough. He's only 11 points to the good. He's going to have to shut all that stuff off and pay attention to his job as a race car driver.
For the crew chiefs, it's simple. It's a leadership test. You know, when you have to come and compete,
Larry,
you have to try to leave the outside distraction outside the racetrack. So here today, it's about qualifying. Tomorrow, it's about race, pit stop, strategy, car preparation. So for the crew chief who leads the mechanics, the engineers, and the teams involved, just keep them focused at the task at hand.
That's a good point. What's going to happen on track keeps everybody focused. And they'll be uber focused when we come back to begin qualifying.
All right, so let's go through the field really quick, let you guys see who is in the race this weekend. AJ Allmendinger in that 13 car, not in the 16. SVG in the 16 tonight. BJ McLeod in that 78. Anthony Alfredo Fast Pasta in that 62. JJ Yaley in the 44. Cody Ware in the 15. Josh Berry in the 4. SVG in that 16 car. Eric Jones in that pink breast cancer awareness car. Well, just pink. It doesn't say breast cancer awareness, but they're honoring that. John Hunter Nemechek in that 42. Justin Haley in that 7. Let's see what he can do at this race in that 7 car. Make us proud, Justin Haley. Michael McDowell, I'm sure, probably be going to the front row here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. There. Daniel Hemrick, Todd Gilliland, Carson Hocevar, Corey LaJoy, Harrison Burton, Noah Gregson, Ryan Preece in that shake and bake, baby. Wonder Bread car. Gotta love that one. That's one of my favorite paint schemes of the week. Austin Dillon, Zane Smith, would watch him as well. He's strong in these super speedways. Bubba Wallace could do it as well. Bad Brad finished second here in the spring. Kyle Busch, can he win one? Can one not slip out of his hands? Chris Buescher is there. Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex Jr.'s last run here. Ross Chastain, last week's winner. And then here's your playoff drivers. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron. There is your list of qualifiers. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we'll be ready for this afternoon's race as well. Who do you think will win the poll today? I'm going Michael McDowell. Coyote says the Silos driver, the law firm, Denny Hamlin. There you go. It's Ricky Bobby. That's right. That Bad Brad always on the hunt here. So here we go. Cars on the track.
Forward to see a cup car on the track. And first up in qualifying
Daniel
for
Hemrick
tomorrow's Yellawood 500 is the Dinger. AJ Allmendinger for Corlig Racing. He's back into 13.
Say hi to.
That's exactly how many cup races he's done this year, 13. Dalton, so let's start number 14 in the campaign and see what he can do.
14 of the campaign, 20 here at Talladega. So this is a man that knows a lot about the high banks of Talladega. And I think when you look at Colleague, who they would admit is a bit of a down year, this is how you can have a bright spot, right? We saw last week a non-playoff driver go to victory lane with the one of Ross Chastain. Well, if you're AJ Allmendinger, this 13 car, Colleague Racing, why not us? We hear that that motto a lot. This would be a big week if they could pull it off.
Yeah, and also, you know, he's really good at this type of racetracks. He's going to drive the 16 car for Colleague next week, the Roval. So back-to-back races at racetracks where AJ is really good.
Digger in
but he doesn't particularly like it, which is the interesting part, isn't it?
I don't know.
I saw 3-1. I'm sorry, it's the 13, not Hemrick.
Because it is super
it's on
intense.
USA, Brett.
I absolutely believe some are better at it than others, but I've never had a driver just say, "Oh, I wish I raced here every day." This place is intense for sure. 53.04 as a point of reference. 52.60 pole in the spring. So 0.4 of a second off. With no practice, we always wonder what the pace is really going to be.
Straight out there in 180 miles
BJ
an hour.
McLeod here.
180.5 miles an hour was AJ's speed for that qualifying lap as we welcome BJ McLeod to the racetrack.
Digger's in the 16.
I mentioned drivers that are very good and some that struggle here. I get frustrated when I hear about Talladega being completely random. Now, it's very hard to predict the results because of the chaos, but the talent matters. But this is an opportunity race. BJ McLeod, 8 starts here. He has a finish.
Eric Jones
18th
won
inside the top 20
43.
back a spring a year ago, and I think that's why teams like the 78 come to Talladega for the opportunity.
Well, and BJ loves to race. I mean, he just loves being involved in racing. You know, he's one of those people that's underappreciated.
Tuesday, huh?
He has an unbelievable amount of wins on short tracks around this country,
look good.
Florida
What's up,
area
Menace?
especially, and he just loves doing it. And You know, he's going to continue to try to be at racetracks, bring competitive race cars.
You putting that like button
and
for
by
us?
the way, one of the most popular guys in the garage. Everybody has a ton of respect for BJ.
Haven't seen BJ for the last couple of
15 likes.
races,
Thank you,
but
guys.
he is about to complete his qualifying run. This is his 7th appearance this year. And a little off what Allmendinger laid down. Some 0.8 of a second off and
I predict
a speed of
SVG
177
Digger
miles
in the
an hour.
race.
All right, so Diff, I think I'm
Hey,
going to
real
have
quick,
to
let me
contradict
see your
myself
predictions
right
in
here
the
because
poll.
one
We didn't
driver
do
that
that.
I
Who's
do
your
believe
prediction in
is
the poll?
excited
Here's
to be
Fast
here the
Pasta.
times he's had this opportunity is
Let's go,
Anthony
Fast
Alfredo.
Pasta.
We saw him yesterday flying down here, Jeff. He's been here 3 times, top 12 in all 3 starts. And that's the same smile you kind of see on his face when he walks into Talladega.
Running the Xfinity race
Now.
also had good speed and qualifying there. So doubleheader this weekend for Anthony.
I like it, man.
Comparative time at the bottom right of your screen there. So pretty close to what AJ
I'm all
Allmendinger
47 slips
laid
and
down,
falls
but he's
on the
still got
pole.
quite a bit of work to
What's
go.
up, Cole?
Yeah, easy wide open. You know, the
Word
last
forward,
restricted
everybody
plate
say
or drafted
McDowell.
style track we're at being Atlanta.
Come on, Fast
Handling is
Pasta.
still a
Show what you
question
got,
mark,
baby.
right? You can trim the cars out too much where they're slipping and sliding. I'm not sure you can get there here at Talladega. You see Alfredo easily wide open.
Yeah, Beard Motorsports is the owner of this race car, and they only, you know, they basically run Daytona Talladega. That's what they do.
Well, for the poll, Billy Bowles. Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to
About
150 on the likes.
180, 182 miles an hour top speed. We'll see well over 190, 195. Probably see top speeds nearing 200.
22, Russell, what's going on?
Alfredo a little short of Allmendinger.
All right. So Alfredo
All right, so
plays
JJ
second.
Yaley hits the track as we check in
JJ
with
Yaley.
Dave Burns. Welcome back, Dave-O.
Lee, thanks very much. Stewart Haas Racing has had some speed at the drafting tracks this week. So let's talk to a driver from that organization, Noah Gregson, a 3rd place here earlier this year. What are you looking for today?
Yeah, I just, it's qualifying, so see what our Beeparoo car is capable of. Our Ford Mustang Dark Horse was really fast here in the springtime. We were able to run up front, lead laps, and ultimately come home 3rd. So I like this track. It's a lot of fun.
Almost went to the
Fortunate enough
race,
get to Victory
Jamie.
Lane.
I was going to go
here
hang
in
out with Tom
Xfinity.
this weekend.
It's such an awesome place. I got some beads last night on the boulevard.
This is Tennessee.
Repping
Yeah, I know,
this
right?
weekend. It's a good
Right,
day.
Lloyd?
The weather's
What's
great.
up,
The fans
AJ?
are out. We're having a good time. And I even cut my hair a little
Ready
bit.
for the Gators?
Aerodynamics are really
I think
key
we'll be
here
all right.
at Talladega, these super speedways. So I had to shave the sides and get a little short mullet. You know what I mean?
It's nicely done, Lee. I'm
Short
not sure
mullet.
if I want to know if that was before or after the beads experience. So
Stars versus
Every little bit
Predators
helps,
on
right?
Thursday the 10th.
Good to hear from Noah. Thanks, Dave. As JJ Yaley is
You
coming
never
to
been to
complete
Dega? I've been
his
there
lap.
twice.
Diff's first trip to Talladega.
Got to
Bert,
stay in
you
the
took him on
pits
the
one
pace
time.
car. Well, on the way up to the booth, we
Pretty
took a little
fun.
trip by at least the entrance of the boulevard. I gave him a little peer down Talladega Boulevard. Diff didn't know what to make of it.
I love
Just
how
a
many
sneak peek.
heads
Just a
Danny
sneak
lives
peek.
in.
Can only be
They love
experienced
him.
at night.
I know it, man.
Well, let me say this. It can be experienced
They
other
love
times,
him.
but
He
the
talked about it
right
on the podcast
experiences
2
at
weeks
night.
ago, too. Here's Cody Ware.
Cody Ware on
Note
track.
15
in the
Arby's.
15 car. He got his best
Arby's.
Cup Series finish back at Daytona in August of a 4th top 5 run for
Yeah,
Cody.
we'll do some
Looking to
games,
kinda
Alex.
recapture that
Just
same
not right
magic this
now.
weekend.
We'll wait till baseball season's over.
Good pace. Just a little off Allmendinger right here, but easily faster than Yaley McLeod. I think he's going to match Alfredo currently. That's what it looks like.
Just over 0.2 of a second off at this stage in the Arby's machine.
Now I'm hungry.
Arby's.
Me too.
Cody Ware is one of those drivers you talked
right.
about.
Cody
How
Ware.
well he ran.
It's kind of like a
finish.
light
This is one
Skinner's
of those
mustache.
racetracks.
There you go.
A guy like Cody Ware can 2 different approaches he could take. He could try to run up front all day, be aggressive,
It's almost Pittsburgh
Try to be
Penguins
there,
season,
or
Justin says.
kind of stay out of trouble a little bit.
All right, here's
see if
Josh
there's big
Berry.
wrecks, then
So-
go to the front toward the end.
Cody slots into provisional
Do you think we'll see
P3.
any
Josh Berry is out on
51s?
track. Dave Burns, who have you found?
Austin
You
Dillon,
think we'll
driver of
see
the
a
3
52
car.
for sure? But
And I want to know about
see
that
a
heat, Austin,
51
not only today in qualifying, but tomorrow for the race. What effect will that have on it?
Anything under
Yeah, it's a little
52?
toasty out here. Like you said, normally it's a little cooler than this. So handling might come into play. And, you know, hopefully our Bass Pro Shop
Oh, I
Chevy's
did too. I
fast.
like the
Qualifying is
saucy
very
nuggets.
important to our guys and getting a good pit stall. But you really find out what you got when you get out there, slip and slide a little bit, and see what the car can do behind other race cars. So we'll see what we got with the number 3.
Is Josh
Happy
Berry and
Saturday
Sunny
from
D.
Sweet home Bama CeeLo. What's
Car for
up,
Stewart
Levi?
Haas Racing. He's got his
Thank you,
Ford
buddy.
cranked
Appreciate
up,
it.
and at the moment, Steve, he's in the green.
In the green. Frustrating week for
Bold
Josh
prediction,
Berry.
Michael
Week ago,
says
they got
Bowman.
basically a first lap accident. Team was frustrated. They thought they could have brought their car to pit road
How low of
and done some
52 we're
slight
gonna see
repairs,
for
put
the
some tires
pole?
on
That's
it.
the
It was deemed
question.
to be in the accident, so NASCAR took it to the garage. This is going to be a topic of conversation, especially here at
52
Talladega. Fastest so far in qualifying.
Nice work.
Josh Berry
52.9.
qualified fifth
There's
at
the
last
first one.
drafted style track at Daytona, and he was fourth at
52.9
Atlanta.
for Barry.
Let's show you. Let's take you back to last weekend. Keep your eyes on the number 4, center of the screen. Contact Harrison, Burt,
Barry
Ty
burst
Dillon,
out
multi-car
last
incident.
And so NASCAR, they deemed that this
You're gonna
was
take
more than
Gillen?
slight
Okay.
contact.
It's
And
on
that really
USA,
ultimately
Mellow
is the
Yellow
reason
Cup
all
Series.
of this happened, is they felt like the damage was
Now
it
it's
wasn't slight, it was
SVG.
severe. Because what they could see when he made
Where's my
contact, it
Aussies?
hopped up in the air.
Where's the
And
SVG
really,
in the house?
Steve,
Let
that
me see
kicked
where
off
you're
a
at.
set of-
Let
a
me see
series
those
of events that
SVG.
ultimately got him out of the race.
Yeah, SVG on the track. I mean, pre-next gen car, if you couldn't drive it back to pit road, the damaged vehicle policy, you were out. This car becomes more complicated because with the flat tires, some
We see those
perfectly healthy cars
SVG.
can't get back to pit road. I think this is going to be a topic that's going to
What's up,
continue,
Ken?
maybe even be adjusted. Who knows as time
You
goes
missed
on.
Vegas Turn 3
But
Club. All
we've
at
seen the
fence.
big ones
Turn
here
3
at
had
Talladega
13
Diff, so
spots
I'm
sold on
sure
eBay
it's going
for
to be
big
tested
money.
this weekend
Wow.
to see when you're in one of those big ones, can your car continue?
Here's one of those drivers, one of the 3
McDowell's
drivers
going to
doing the
drive a
double Shane Van
51.8. All
Gisbergen.
right, season fingers.
He's in the green just slightly. He's looking good to leapfrog Josh Berry at the moment. Nothing in it. 8,000ths of a second.
SVG on the
And
pole.
he does. The gears goes to the top.
Wow.
Good lap, bud.
As the crew says, good lap. And he had a good run last weekend in Xfinity Series comp
SVG.
at Kansas. And continues
Here's
his
that all
playoff
pink
run. That's
Dollar
Xfinity. He's
Tree
going to
car.
enjoy the Cup race tomorrow. He's got a busy weekend ahead. Here's Eric Jones.
Like the bright pink paint scheme. Spotter for the 43 will easily be able to pick that out. And I will tell you, this is the exit of turn 2 right here. Diff, this place is gigantic. As that goes down the backstretch, it's going to be nearly 1 mile away from the top of the grandstands.
I
where the
started
spotters will have
about
to call
15 minutes ago,
inside,
Regine.
outside, clear.
What
15
does
starts
the
at
metric
Talladega.
score mean in the qualifying order?
Remember back in April, he was in that
Metric
big
score?
incident here. Was injured.
One that says best time?
Had a vertebrae issue. Missed a couple races and then came back. So my personal experience is when you go to a racetrack where
SVG's
you're
only
injured, you come
weakness
back
on
and you want
ovals
to
has
take
been
it down.
qualifying.
Right? You
Finally
come back
getting it
and
together. You're right.
you want to win at that racetrack because you want to
What
put it
just
behind
happened?
you.
SVG just took the
Jones
top
is
spot.
something special to race for
There's
this
2
weekend.
rounds to
The
this.
place is so big, you lose just touch with what
The top
180
10
miles
will
an hour
move
looks
on.
like. Because there's not a big reference to speed until it goes bad, Jeff. So basically a group had pitted single file. This is during green flag pit stops. You see a little bit of a stack up in that hard right-hand turn. An awful angle of approach. Check this from onboard Bubba Wallace. You mentioned it ended up being a back injury for Eric
Remember
Jones.
last
Missed
spring all the
racing. I mean,
Toyotas
look at the
wrecked
damage
each
to the
other?
race car.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, such a massive impact. You said it well. The angle of impact is what is dangerous.
Rooting
and,
for Recchi.
just such a high angle.
Not Aussie, but
Teammate
New Zealand.
John
There you go,
Hunter
Eric. Good
Nemechek.
welcome in, buddy. Thank you, Larry.
Another conversation we haven't had yet is there's some small
hitting that like, keep
parts
hitting
and
that
pieces, some
subscribe,
small
y'all.
additions to the race car. We've seen some cars get upside down
Yeah, they
recently.
can go very fast.
So
Yeah, you're
trying
right,
to
Cracker Jack.
combat that, there's been a little extension on the right side roof rail,
Not
the
sure,
top right
Nick.
half of the roof. It's a little bit taller than it used to be. There's also a piece of fabric inside the roof flap that
You're thinking
your
Chase
driver's
Briscoe
hoping
gets
you
the
don't
pole?
see because you're only going to see it when the roof flap's open. Not in
that's Tony
qualifying, but
Stewart,
there'll be another piece added to the right rear rocker
throwback.
panel that you also won't be able to see. The simple fact is, when the car gets sideways, they're trying to keep it on the ground, so those are the additions from NASCAR. A lot of debate what it will do to the cars, if it would be a big change. If it's the same for each manufacturer, I guess qualifying will be the telltale sign.
That's the question, right?
Legacy
The Fords
Motor
have
Club.
dominated in qualifying at the drafting style racetracks. And if they don't dominate
Justin
today,
Haley.
they'll point the finger at
Show
that.
'em how
They'll
it's
point
done,
the finger
son.
and say that change is what hurt us. We'll have to see what happens.
Here's Justin Haley in the Gainbridge number 7, second drive back with Spire Motorsports. Steve, why didn't they run that little side skirt flaps? Kind of like a little gurney flap on the right-hand side of the car. They're not running it for qualifying, but they'll run it for the race.
So I thought, and I was told that, well, we think the cars might travel a little more. We don't really want to drag it. I don't believe that. I think the car is going to travel actually more in the race where it might touch the ground.
For the pole. He's
the big
last
difference
to go
is
qualify. He's the
no
last
one is going to
David.
spin out qualifying, and they don't want any of them damaged.
Because he is the points leader.
It's going to be very difficult to repair. You're going to have to take the whole
right now he's
down.
at the top.
So it's not going to be added until after qualifying, because that way, once you start the race, they're not going to worry about if they get damaged or not. Sure. They just didn't want it to happen in qualifying. That would put a bunch of undue work on the race teams.
What's up, Raymond?
Justin Haley wraps up his lap.
Justin Haley!
And how does it look? Just got into the top 8. Leapfrogs, Yaley and McLeod. Qualifying will continue, and these folks will continue to have a great time.
All right, 10 drivers done. Another 10 will go, and then we'll do another 10. We have all drivers qualifying at the same time. Got 40 cars in the field this weekend. 40 cars in the field. So we'll see how this goes. Is it 40 or 38, Brody? Will 2 cars not qualify, or is all 40 going to go? How's that work? How many spots are available this weekend? I get the salty thing about racing has always been dangerous, and the whole point of a race is to go fast as possible. Yep. Yeah, but you know, they can put limits on these things. What's up, Rick? Good to see you. 36 Mac entrants for trucks, 38 for Xfinity, 40 for Cup. Thank you so much, Bronny. So all 40 will be racing this weekend. No one will not qualify. So we got 40 cars here, 10 down so far. Anybody impressed so far with the top 10 right now? Anybody shocked with the top 10 right now? Considering it's the only 10 that qualified. Are we shocked about SVG at the top of this list of the top 10 cars that have gone so far? Michael McDowell next, so we'll see what happens to him when he comes up. SVG getting comfortable, getting sucked, gotta suck to be AJ, Michael says. Cup's going to qualify today or tomorrow morning. They're qualifying today right here, Major. Qualifying right now. Not shocked, Richard says. I'm shocked with SVG, Raymond says. 40 will start, about 18 will finish. There you go, Tony. You're right. I was watching Kyle Busch in car, and Haley was driving like a senior on prom night. Nemechek isn't a surprise. When is Denny up? Not till he got a good. All the playoff drivers are last. All the playoff drivers are last. So. Michael McDowell next. And you know he'll be on the front row. FRM about to put a rocket ship on a track. Exactly. We'll see what Michael McDowell and Todd Gillen can do. What they do is on these super speedways is their front row. That's what they do. Front row motorsports. In the news, big time this week. All over the news. Colossal, as I called it in our blog. Colossal news. NASCAR history. Let's go Phillies tonight, baby. Come on, NLDS. There you go, Tony. Speaking of NLDS, we'll be bringing you the Dodgers-Padres series tonight. If you'd like to join us for that. Just like our Braves. If you caught our Braves stuff this year, that's exactly how we're doing it. So looking forward to seeing you guys. If you would like to, just come by and say hi. Drop a like for us. Or go over to the stream and drop one now. It's already up. But after this, we'll be going to the Xfinity race. And, having flag-to-flag coverage of that, the United Rentals 250 tonight. And Jesse Love's on the pole.
Plus a garage driver to compete. Fantasy Live lets you
big
keep
way
tabs
in the house.
on
It's
your
bell time
lineup
again. That's right, Wade.
Make in-race adjustments as well to maximize your score. Visit NASCAR.com/fantasy.
Here we go, McDowell first in with 51, Billy says.
And look at this. On track, a qualifying specialist. One of the best of this year as far as qualifying is concerned. Kyle Larson has 5 poles. The man on track from Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell, has 5 pole positions as well.
He's won the pole for the last 4 drafting-type racetracks. So everybody on pit road
6 pole
is
for
watching
McDowell,
his car.
he says.
Because you know he's going to set the standard.
You know how Steve was telling you and Jeff was telling you about the changes with the roof rails and the skirt addition as well for the cars and the roof flap? NASCAR had all 3 different manufacturers in the wind tunnel, made the test, had a look, and it still appears from that
the bush
numbers
wrap,
show that
light
Ford
wrap
may
is
still
nice.
have less drag. They may have an advantage here. And so far, it appears that way with Michael McDowell, 3.5 tenths to the good.
They mentioned 52.60. That was the pole in the spring here at Talladega. Just to give you a reference, this one is going to be much faster. So the teams have found speed. The 52.60 wouldn't be good enough today, as this is going to be in the 40s, if not better.
Michael McDowell to the top 100,
wow.
almost 183 miles an hour,
Wow.
52.3. Yep. Go ahead and cool that thing down.
Many
Cycle the
poles
engine.
not
You'll be ready
qualify
to
for
get
the
in the second
postseason.
round.
Not wins and no top
that's not gonna
fives.
fall out of the top 10.
Or
Not
top
when you
10s.
see
I just want to see
Josh
McDowell
Berry
on a
and
really
Stewart
good
Haas
ride.
racing
And see
for
what
it
he
at
can do.
90. That's almost 6 tenths of a second.
Here's
between a couple Fords.
Ricky.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on track now. Ricky's also one of those drivers we look at as, he is really good on this kind of racetrack.
Ricky,
He is going to be
any
pushing
47
the button
fans
from
out
the
there?
time they drop the green flag. He's very aggressive. He tries to get track position, tries to keep it. I'll be shocked if there's not a time tomorrow afternoon that we look up and he's not leading that race.
Daytona 500 winner and Talladega winner. Look at this.
Two-time winner here at Talladega.
That cutoff is to 10th, so he's 3.5 tenths better than BJ McLeod. Where's that going to drop him in? We'll see.
That's not going to be what they're hoping.
That's right. He won't be able to see the camo car. He's going to be invisible.
Certainly going to get him in the top 10, but it's not going to keep him in the top 10.
Top 10.
This tells more of the story now. 7th for Ricky Stenhouse
for
Jr.
Stenhouse.
Here's Dave.
Congrats to Amanda and Bubba Wallace on the birth of their son this week. So that's a little distracting. Plus, you shared text with a certain car owner who you read the news, so that's been going on. How are you staying focused this weekend?
I've been focused on baby boy. What a blessing he has been to our family.
Congratulations,
Bex is
Bubba
doing
Wallace
really
and
good.
family.
He sleeps a lot, which is great. So people talk about lack of sleep. I hope my wife isn't watching because I feel good. I hope she feels good. But yeah, everything's been going really good. And this first week, I'm enjoying it. I've had a smile on my face. We've been learning what not to do. I feel like I'm a master at changing diapers. I've never changed a diaper before until my own. So I figured that out, but I feel like I'm going to get humbled here in the next couple weeks. He's got some tricks up his sleeves already, but all in all, it's just been a really good week.
What a great week for Bubba Wallace and Amanda and Bex Hayden.
He didn't say
born
one
this
word
week to
about
the
it.
family.
Yes, congratulations
say
to
one
both
word.
of them. I was texting with Bubba earlier this week, and I just said, it is the biggest thing to happen in your life. Your life is totally different. In fact, your life just got a whole lot better. He's super excited, so congrats to the Wallace family. Daniel Hemrick on track, and Daniel Hemrick goes to second, provisional second at the moment. Great run.
Yeah, call it card second and third.
52.769 for
Good
Daniel
speed
Hemrick.
so far early in qualifying.
Still nowhere
Haven't heard
close
about
for
Daniel's
McDowell.
plans for next year
But
yet.
still.
Will not be returning to this team. Someone that will be returning, they announced
200
earlier in the year,
mile an hour
Todd
war.
Gilliland.
All right, here is
His return to this
Gillen.
race team. They recognize the
He
talent
says,
this
"Hold
young
my
man
beer."
has, and it has been a battle for the front row in many cases.
Yeah,
between
I
this
can't show the
38 car and
qualifier.
Teammate 34, McDowell.
And seeing the tracker going about as fast as it can go in the green.
What's up, Red?
Looks like it's trending the same direction. He needs to be about 1 second over Cody Ware
see
to
what
match
his teammate
teammate's
can do.
time. So you're looking at 3, closing in on a 4 tenths of a second at about the halfway mark. I think he's going to be good, probably up there into second somewhere.
Well, that'd be appropriate. Remember at the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona, it was a front row motorsports lockout.
Yeah.
So it was McDowell and Gilliland owning the front row.
So he jumped
Hemrick
at
looking for a
comparison
job,
to his
you're right.
teammate. Then back to 10th, so you can see exactly
Gillen.
how far he's ahead of 10th, but slower than McDowell. But remember, it's 2 rounds. So, you know, you have to back this time up in the second round if you want to have a
Second.
shot.
And Todd Gilliland
we saw that.
does
Saw that
slide his
coming.
way into second spot as we say good afternoon to DJ Dale Jarrett, who's on the Peacock pit box. Will be there tomorrow as well. What do you like what you see, DJ?
Well, obviously, I'm a little biased towards the Fords and Doug Yates' horsepower, so nice to see them up front there once again. You know, qualifying this week, talk to these drivers, not the most exciting thing that they'll do this weekend by any stretch of the imagination. You know, not everybody just had their first son born. You know, Bubba's interview was a little bit different. But what I wanted to throw back to Steve, kind and you can hear these cars taking off as I'm down here at pit exit. Steve, and the two cars that are up front right now have a little different feel, but all of these drivers trying to get up to speed, really, you think that's all you have to do is get it into high gear, but they're really having some wheel spin and the back end bouncing all the way to the start-finish line a little bit past that. Is this something in the 34 and 38 were more pronounced than anyone else here? What could they be doing that might be different in the rear of that car?
Well, so these cars are so similar on setup, but they have stops in the rear shocks, and I think the 34 and the 38 are just hard on those stops. Really no suspension, solid axles. So DJ, and your point, when you go to leave, acceleration is so important. I think they just spin the tires because they don't want it to hop and stall, because then your qualifying laps have to continue. But those 38 and 34, they look like rough rides, but fast rides. Drivers don't complain about the rough ride if you're fast. They do complain if it drives bad and they're slow.
We complain about a lot of things if we drive bad and we're slow. So early on the racetrack.
Here's Corey LaJoy in that 51. I love those yellow
13,
wheels.
Not to pace, obviously, that Spire Motorsport
Love those yellow
team
wheels.
was looking for Justin Haley, teamate, only one spot in front of him. So that team is struggling with qualifying
up to ya, because he drafts so well.
Former driver of the 7, Spire, Corey LaJoy now in the 51. We'll see if he can match his teammate.
Well, you better watch out for Bad Brad.
Looks like he's going to be right around that same trend, although it's going in the green now. Corey's had a top 5 result here over some 13 races at Talladega.
Trying to get in the top 10.
Trending in the right direction, still in green, just marginally on the right side of that.
We got more than 46 likes at that like.
Oh, and I would say
likes, though,
multiple
200 likes,
to win races at drag-style racetracks. Been in position many times, just hasn't worked out for him.
Nice work, up to 7th so far for Corey LaJoy.
For LaJoy.
Here is the Dex Imaging Ford of Harrison Burton,
control tire.
Who
here's
seen a whole lot of in the last few races, but we will always remember this 2024 season of that moment, the moment of his career, his young career at Daytona, under the lights, being chased by Kyle Busch to win and drive his way into the playoffs. No longer in the playoffs, but that doesn't matter. Still here, still representing and enjoying.
Lee Diffie has really grown
next
on me.
6 Cup races before he
I
becomes
really like how he
a
talks.
full-time Xfinity Series driver again next year.
Yeah, not quite halfway through qualifying.
If you ain't talking either yourself or the crew, you ain't racing.
52s. I think you want to be
Clay
quicker
said,
than a
"What's up, bro?
52,
Happy
say,
Saturday. I'll be
probably in a
watching
52
WWE Bad Blood tonight. What's up, Clay?
Just looking at the
Rock's
number
probably
of
gonna
cars,
come back.
I think it's going to be better than that. This might be up there with Gilliland at a 52.6.
Burton top 10.
He's going better. He's gaining time.
Who's on
It's
the
getting
track now?
better
Is
and better all the
Harrison
time
Burton.
for Harrison Burton. Almost up near 0.6 of a second to the good over Ricky Stenhouse, and it does
He is. He's good.
Put in P3.
I never doubted
And it's Ford 1,
I
2,
just said I
and
didn't
3. All right, Jeff, take it away. What happened at Daytona?
Well, this whole race was crazy, you know, from the time they dropped the green flag and, you know, Harrison Burton and Parker Retzlaff lined up on the outside going against Christopher Bell.
Welcome, Mark.
Kyle Busch, and who would have given those two a chance? And you can see
Yeah,
how
sorry I
got
couldn't
in
do the
back,
Xfinity
but a
race tonight
huge
this
day
morning.
for
I just
Harrison
couldn't get
Burton,
to it.
obviously. You know, having announced going back to the Xfinity Series.
What did you say? What were your first words?
I was telling him all the things he should have done better.
Here's
That's what
Gregson.
fans do, right? No, just a, you know, we you know, when you're behind the scenes the same way, you know, every family is, you see the work, you see the effort, you see the dedication, and it is, it's good to see it finally pay off.
Here's the Beefaroo Ford of Noah Gragson. We heard from him earlier. New haircut. He's ready to go here at Talladega. And more
thank you,
Ford
man, Tomcat.
power.
Yeah.
So Ford
They had their backs.
has
There was
4
too
of
much
the top
against
6
them.
at the moment. 6 of the top 8. The blue oval is flying here in Alabama. Gragson goes P7.
P7. Chase Elliott to
Another
the pole,
Ford
Ross
driver
says.
is Austin
Keep putting
Cindric.
that like button
Still
forward,
in the
trying to get
playoffs,
to 200
wants
likes.
to stay in the playoffs.
Here's
Let's see
Shake
more
and
with Dave.
Bake, baby.
And Lee, all the playoff drivers
Ryan
will roll out
Preece.
last in qualifying today. Austin will be the first of those. And success here last year, a top 5 for you
Oh,
here.
yes,
so how
sir.
confident are you
Tim,
feeling about the weekend?
we're praying for you,
It's
Tim.
obviously a place where
there's only so much in your control, and today's one of those days. Certainly the guys have worked super hard on this discount tire Ford Mustang to give me something to work with tomorrow, and looking forward to see what we got.
Good day to be in a Ford, though, right?
Usually is.
Okay.
Usually is, he says.
That was a good answer.
First group, Sean. There's no A-B. It's all together.
This is the car that may get more attention this weekend than any other.
Ryan Preece, baby. Wonder Bread.
Ryan Preece and the Wonder Bread Ford for Stuart Haas Racing. He said in the lead up to this weekend, I get to pretend to be Ricky Bobby for a weekend. How cool's that?
Still waiting on Ryan Preece, what he's going to do next year as well. Several drivers not quite clear. Preece right in front of his two teammates, Josh Berry in 7th, Noah Gragson in 8th.
Correct, Lloyd. What's up, Oz and Eden? Good to see you.
And his teammate Chase Briscoe will come a little later when the playoff drivers begin their qualifying run. Here is Austin Dillon.
Here's Dillon.
Won't surprise me one bit, Steve, to see this 3-car have a good qualifying run.
It's the biggest city in Alabama on race weekend. That's right. I've been there.
Through the garage.
What's up,
He's down
Tony?
here at Talladega. It's funny. You know, we talk about ownership in NASCAR. He's here on qualifying day. I mean, RC is as involved as anyone. You see
you're welcome, Brett. My pleasure.
Of Austin Dillon's kind of blocking that opening between the bar and the window net.
Share the stream out, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Ahead of Corey LaJoie by more than 3.5 tenths of a second. So this is trending in the right direction for the Bass Pro Shops Chevy. And getting better. And Austin Dillon finds himself in 4th as the best Chevrolet-powered car behind the 3 Fords of McDowell, Gilliland, and Burton. Qualifying continues when we come back.
All right, top 20 have been done. Can you tell me who are you shocked with here in this run? Kind of the maybe SVG there in 6th. He's probably going to end up somewhere in like 16th by the time it's over. But we'll see. Anybody else you're shocked with? Michael McDowell, Todd Gillen, not really. Justin Haley, maybe? Question mark. And that's 7. And that 17th spot should have been a little faster than I think. Austin Dillon there in P4. We knew the 3-car would be fast, though, on these super speedways. Way to go, Dillon, Menace says. Michael McDowell, Todd Gillen, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, Daniel Hemrick, SVG, Ryan Preece, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger. So let me ask you this. Out of the remaining drivers, we got a lot left. And, of course, you got all the playoff drivers left. How many in the top 10 will be remaining? 2, 3? 3, maybe? You thought Dillon would have done better. How many in the top 10 will be left when the rest of the crew comes through? Of course, the playoff drivers. Just Michael McDowell, Bronny says. 4 for Steve. Shock doesn't come until we get to the last 8 or 9. Okay. The top 2. So Michael McDowell, Todd Gillen will be the only ones left. And surprising difference between both of those guys. Normally they're the same on these super speedways. Michael McDowell with a 52.344 and Todd Gillen with a 52.630. Kind of a huge fall off there. Okay, I mean, it's not many, but Richard says 3. Raymond says none. Ken says 2. Emmett says 3. Lloyd says 2. Tony says none. Some of them. Cole says, David says 1 and 2. Happy Saturday, everyone. Regine says, watch that 6. 47's a good driver. Talladega just made my favorite. There's going to be 2 left. All right. Probably so. Probably so. I'm guessing that the Hendricks will be likely. Now, remember the Toyotas, they don't qualify well in these super speedways. They're set up for race time. They're not set up for qualifying. So don't expect the Toyotas to be up front. So those guys could not maybe make the top 10. But yeah, just remember the Toyotas, when they come here, they're not set up for race. They're not set up for qualifying. They're set up for race day. So that Gregson would have been faster, he thought. That 10 car was in P9 right now. Thanks for the live stream. You're welcome, Aaron. You're welcome. Christopher Bell gets the pole, Wade says. All right, here we go. See what happens.
Tomorrow, pretty good menu. 3:30
We'll be
Eastern
live
this
2:30
afternoon.
today,
NASCAR
2:30
Countdown Live.
Central.
That's on the CW and NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing. Straight after that, 4 p.m. Eastern on CW. And then tomorrow, we're on network television on NBC. 1:30, the Countdown to Green, and 2:30 is racing. And remember, we're very pleased to bring you live coverage of every green flag lap. That's for the Yellawood 500 here at Talladega. Welcome back, Lee Diffie, Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton with you, and this is Zane Smith of Spire Motorsports, and Zane's got a really good run going at the moment. He's had 2 top 10s in the last 3 races. He's got some serious momentum.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, and Spire Motorsports has stepped it up. What a great job by Spire.
What's up, Stacy? Good to see you.
See, there was a time that
all Fords, top 10 Chevys, probably so, Billy.
Driver, you wouldn't look at Spire as a place.
1 or 2 Yodas qualified decent.
You might go there trying to earn your way into a better team. But they are turning into a place that you want to go to make a career.
You gotta watch this guy. He's fast.
That's a game changer because the recruitment of good people, the recruitment of drivers, spotters, the whole deal. You got to have people that want to go there, and they are building that organization to be just that.
It's so difficult, you know.
They just know how to qualify. They're called front row motorsports.
Prove to the garage that
you're
no longer that stepping stone, that you're an established organization. And then after you do that, then you can kind of go outside and prove it to your fan base. But it takes those people and personnel first that Jeff was talking about.
Zane Smith.
Time's not going and the speed's not where Zane Smith would like it to be. AJ Allmendinger, who was the first driver out on track earlier here today, still hangs on to that top 10 spot. Zane Smith a little further back down in 20th. Here's Dave.
Yeah.
With Daniel Suarez now getting ready to qualify, throwing water at fans and anyone he can find. So you're up to a lot of things here. What will the 99 be like in qualifying?
I think it's going to be pretty good. That's what we're hoping for. But at the end of the day, we're working very hard in Trackhouse to race well. And I already had this conversation with the Squeaks.
Bubba!
If we qualify somewhere in the top 20, it's going to feel pretty nice. But just like in Atlanta, we're going to race very well, and that's what the main focus here in the 99 is it's been during the week and this weekend.
We'll see how Daniel does when he comes in with the group of playoff drivers, and that's not too far away, by the way, as we've got Bubba Wallace on track for 2311 Racing in the US Air Force car. Let's see what kind of speed his Toyota has.
The race will start today. I think 13th through 17th could make some noise. I think so, too.
That sounds like a very comical Bubba Wallace letting everyone know that the ride is not smooth on the 23 car.
I haven't heard that. They made an announcement what they're going to replace it with?
For the race.
I don't think they know.
It is wild how rough it is inside the car versus what it looks like. You know, it looks like you see them hit a few bounds, a few bumps, but inside the race car, it's a different experience. And that was what you heard was him describing how rough it was inside that car.
There's Bad Brad.
By the way, Bubba posted the 11th quickest lap so far, but still plenty to come. Let's join RFK Racing's Brad Keselowski.
6-time winner here. He knows everything there is.
Bad Brad.
Speedway racing here at Talladega, and he does it in an aggressive style. He's not afraid to block.
Been there, done that, Coyote said.
You know, Steve, I've noticed that the last 2 cars...
DeJoy has not out-qualified his old team.
Didn't carry a good pace, but on the front straightaway, toward turns 3 and 4...
Yeah, back when they did
start picking
silence
some pace up.
them,
I wonder if there's been a wind shift. Looking out at the flags, and there's a lot of them, they're kind of blowing from the back straightaway toward the front stretch a little bit.
That'll do. Car 6, position 6. And more Ford speed here at Talladega Superspeedway.
The Corvette.
They were also comparing to Allmendinger, and I wonder if his car.
All right, where's my rowdy friends? Rowdy on the track.
At the end of that lap.
If you could, the preferred direction of wind would be right down the back straightaway.
Let me see those eights.
You could pick that because, you know, the D-shaped front straightaway that you're changing directions, but here you could just get a big push down the back. And so far for Kyle Busch,
in that like bar trying to get to 200 likes. There's almost 1,000 people in
still
here.
picking up a little speed.
You could probably get us to 500 likes.
When he gets to the middle of
just
3
like
or 4,
that. See how good you guys
that
are.
Same trend we've seen a few others carry.
He's ahead of Noah Gragson at the moment, who holds that 10th spot. Just a handful of drivers to come before we get into the playoff drivers here in this opening phase of qualifying.
That like button for us, almost 1,000 folks in here. Help us get
what
it,
a run Kyle had last week.
And subscribe.
Kansas could very well have come away the race winner. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Busch goes P3. And let's take you back to some happier memories in the spring of last year.
Yeah, happier for some, not so happy for others. If you're a Bubba Wallace fan, you don't want to watch. If you're a Kyle Busch fan, that's the move you're looking for. Bubba gets turned with some big blocks on Ryan Blaney. It didn't work out. The 8 got by. He was deemed leading at the time of yellow, therefore going to victory lane.
And look, Kyle would like to change us and all of the media.
Thank you
a
so
popular
much,
line
y'all.
at the moment saying,
Steven.
is this going to be when he ends the winless streak, which is now at 51
Let's go.
races?
Welcome
or
in, everybody.
Continue what would be a 20-year winning streak with at least one win in each season.
What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hit that subscribe, y'all, if you're new.
You saw Chris Buescher from that in-car camera, how much his body moved through that bump. Look at him, all of that. And those are.
You were a Busch fan before it was cool.
Violent. Like it's much more.
That's a guess. It should be on a T-shirt, Mark. What's up, Daryl from over the ditch in New Zealand? What's up, Daryl? Welcome in.
His teammate is in 7th. Buescher grabs 11th.
Mr. Buescher.
Let's hear from another Ford driver. Here's Joey Logano with Dave.
He is right here. And Joey, your prospects on the day and on the race tomorrow. What do you think?
Ty Gibbs, Truex, Ross Chastain next. Here's Joey.
Good thing is, it seems like the Fords have had always good speed here at the Superspeedways the last couple years.
Big wreck.
Hopefully our Mustang's got the speed it needs, and then tomorrow you hope it's got both, right? It's got the handling and the speed. So hopefully the Show Penzo Mustang's got that, and we'll go out there and get as much stage points as possible and be there at the end, right? You never know what's going to happen at the end of these things, but if you're in the picture,
he can drive a grocery cart if he'd win in a grocery cart, Rick.
I think that's well said. If you're in the picture, eventually you're going to win one, which I agree with. In the picture to me is, you know, one of the front 3 or 4 cars coming through the tri-oval.
This guy had a good weekend last weekend in Kansas. Ty Gibbs qualified on the front row, finished 5th.
Ty Gibbs, legend in training.
All day long. It was a good run. And he'll use that as motivation to put together a solid weekend
RCR has
here.
the cars.
He's marginally ahead of Josh
cheated
Berry
up nice
at the moment.
this weekend.
Does
I think
indeed
it's
force his way into the top 10.
You know Austin Hill's going to fight a wreck. Question is anybody going to get the 51?
Gibbs driver heads back in, another one comes out on track. Here is the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. DJ, you can remember very well what it was like in your final full-time season as a Cup driver.
All right, Truex, where's my Truex?
What's he experiencing as there's just 6 to go?
Yeah, it's a bittersweet type situation. Obviously, he's just had an outstanding career, a champion, soon-to-be Hall of Famer. You want it to go as you would like,
Cummins.
get a
Thank
win,
you so much for
finish off the season
Sean,
strong, and have those great memories of your last full-time season. I'm sure that we're going to see Martin still driving some. He might be one, though, that would disagree that if you put yourself in position enough at Daytona and Talladega, you'll eventually get that win, because he hasn't had the good fortune of that happening. But that in no way diminishes the career that Martin Truex Jr. has had.
24,000 subscribers this weekend. Can we do it?
That is for sure. And there's so much respect for Martin Truex. One of the things that he's not been able to do is win a drafting style race, and that's hard to believe. You know, he's running 84 of them. Hasn't found a way to do it.
I don't
Hasn't
know.
found a way
What's
to
up,
do
Mount
it.
Billy?
Talking about being in the Daytona 500 for next year, so we have a shot tomorrow, and then potentially a shot at the 500.
I'm sure losing the Daytona 500 by the closest margin ever probably isn't the, he doesn't.
All right, here's that car I can't see.
Flip that.
Ross Chastain in that camo Busch Light Chevrolet.
I don't think it's a highlight he wants to relive.
Nice paint job.
As the old adage suggests, you're only as good as your last race. Well, if you're Ross Chastain, that's pretty darn good. Car 1 was position 1 at Kansas. And that gave Trackhouse a nice boost, considering Daniel Suarez, his teammate, is still in the playoff picture. But with
where's my
some
watermelon?
work to do, being on the outside of the cut line. But that was a really good weekend last weekend for Ross.
It was a great weekend, and he's done it twice. He and this team.
You see those watermelons 7-8 Sunday morning here in New Zealand.
And find a way to win.
Just
and I'm
cracked
you,
my
that's
first beer. There you go, Michael.
Because when you're racing playoff guys, they are bringing everything they have, and they have a ton on the line. And to take the fight to them, Steve, and find a way to beat them is very impressive.
Yeah, I talked to Ross this week about that.
Off
win
position.
Last week, and he said it was as loose as I could stand. I wasn't going to slow down, but there was a chance it was going to swap ends. He said he locked his elbows and barely wanted to move the wheel. It almost drove itself. Not in a
I say Ross could get 2 wins in a row, Caleb
at the end of that race. Well, you mentioned playoff drivers, Jeff, and here we are.
Your watermelon's still in the fridge.
Go. First one, Austin Cindric.
Yep.
And you can expect this to be a very good lap.
Help us get there, y'all.
These Penske Fords have had really good speed. And he's got it. He's got great speed right here.
Austin
I don't know that
Cindric.
he's going to have Michael McDowell's speed.
First of the
Still a little bit of time.
cars.
It's growing. It's getting better. The picture looks better for the discount tire Ford from Team Penske. Ryan Blaney met with the media earlier today, and one of the more interesting things that Ryan said was, as a team, us Penske guys, we look out for each other on tracks like this. We find each other, and we look after each other. He said, I believe, better than anybody. So we'll see if that comes to fruition again tomorrow here at Talladega. Cindric is about to finish his lap, and it's getting better and better. Almost 0.4 of a second over Ryan.
I will say Joe
Cindric
goes to
P2.
Ford, Caleb says.
Nice lap.
All right, here's Tony
another
Stewart
playoff driver.
flashback.
In that playoff mode.
Chase
all the
Briscoe.
way here through this opening phase, and Chase Briscoe has had a year to remember. What he did at Darlington under the lights was incredible. And he said, nobody gave us a chance to even make the playoffs. We made it. We're in. I know that I've got work to do, being 11th out of 12, but don't count us out because I've proven myself time and time again.
Love that throwback, Tony Stewart throwback.
And it's been fun to watch. We talk about it every week, how, this team Stewart off racing, they're shutting down.
I'll be watching the baseball game, but
I'll be every week.
For updates, I'm sure.
It's been fun to watch and inspiring in many ways.
What's up, Mark?
Just to not quit.
Stop motion says Joey.
They've somehow found motivation.
What Briscoe's got.
Some
That
really
doesn't look too
awful
fast,
news
though.
for the men and women who work at Stewart Haas Racing, knowing that their employment will end. And I give Briscoe and his crew chief, Richard Boswell, a lot of credit. It takes a lot of leadership to kind of circle the group and find a positive in that situation.
Unfortunately, that lap hasn't gone the way that Chase would have liked. 26th for the Stewart Haas Ford driver. Qualifying continues. Kyle Larson will be up next.
Lawson. It's Lawson. All right, so who's a surprise still? The top 10. Harrison Burton still staying up there. Let me see. Who is your surprise so far here in the top 10? SVG still hanging on there, trying. Not sure. Lock-ins begin when Larson goes into the track. Okay. Who you got surprised here? Harrison Burton in that 21, Steve says. Denny Hamlin or Hamster will be the strongest Toyota, Caleb says. T-Van says SVG outrunning AJ on this track should make the other competition worry for a few years. SVG in the top 10, C. Brown. We'll see if he can last. Yeah, but 26 is really like P12 in the end if you avoid the wreck. You're right. Exactly. Brody says, I'm shocked about Harrison Burton still. P5. Kyle Busch, P4. All right, question here again, like we asked. Who is remaining in the top 10 here? Will this whole set of drivers be in the top 10? Or do you think maybe 2 of these 9 drivers will make the top 10? Harrison Burton is the surprise. 5 drives remain. AJ in 13. He's done, Richard says. 5 drivers remain. Who do you think? Will any of these drivers be in the top 10? 2, Lloyd says. Any of these drivers here remaining will be in the top 10. And then we got another round to go. But make sure the pin message, guys, the Xfinity race for this afternoon. Make sure you join us for that. We'll be looking forward to that. This afternoon, we'll have live coverage on the CW of the audio. Plus, we'll have NASCAR.com's cams. And we're going to have a good time. So make sure you're there. Make sure you set it. Make sure you go over there and hit the like button for us already. And this will be redirected over there as well after this is over. 5 of these going to crack the top 10, I believe. Sean says the top 5 is safe. The other 2 Penske cars will be there and depends on Hendrick's setup. C. Brown says the Kyle Busch stays in the top 10. Gregson says Gregson's going to be up there. 5 remain for Billy. Oh, yeah, Blaney 3. Hey, CeeLo, thumbs up, buddy. Thank you, California Days. Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Kenneth Clark? Thank you, man. Thank you so much. C64 says, I have for tomorrow Hamlin win, Briscoe win, Blaney top 3, Hamlin top 10, Briscoe top 10, and a Blaney top 10. That's a good run. Briscoe doesn't look too strong, but here he is, the man of the hour, Kyle Larson.
Top heading into Kansas last weekend. It didn't work out that way. He lost 21 points, dropped to 4th.
You got a brick on the pedal wide open. You bump the brakes. Picture. It's not the driver, it's the car.
Here he is back to fight on again and consolidate and confirm his position in the round of 8, if he can indeed do that tomorrow.
Well, if there's a weakness in the skill set of Kyle
Hamlin's
Larson,
fighting for you, Ron.
It is restrictor plate racing. His numbers at the speedways just are nowhere near what his numbers are everywhere else. Road courses, short tracks, high-speed tracks.
Why is that? Why is he not good at these super speedways?
He's just not. It's hard. It's not skill because he knows how to drive a race car. It's that natural feel of kind of ending up in the right place at the right time. And then I think it's happened so often now, Jeff, that his confidence has gone away a little bit because you talk to him about speedway racing, and he is pessimistic. He's pessimistic getting on the plane to come here. He just does not like this style of racing.
And I don't know if he just wrecks.
He can be successful at it because so many things have gone wrong.
It's hard to know when things aren't going right and you keep having poor finishes. It's hard to point at something and say, okay, I'm doing that well. It's easy to say I got in that wreck and there's nothing I could do. What did you learn from that?
He is always the wrong place at the wrong time. Big J's, thanks so much for subbing, man. Big
might
J's.
go a little quicker in qualifying. I don't think that's going to be enough to be in the top 10.
I don't know anything about it, Benjamin. Anybody else know about anything about what Benjamin just asked about Keanu Reeves racing?
I assume they're both going to be very fast.
Is he on an Xfinity team or something?
4 Chevys, Jeff. 4 Chevys in the top 10 at the moment. Kyle Busch being the fastest as we take you back to earlier this year, the dramatic way it finished. Michael McDowell had a shot in the end. It was Tyler Reddick who came away with the win.
Yeah, the block that didn't work. I think that's
Dell locks in, Shane gets knocked out.
The new signature of these speedway races. I mean, I know you feel the need to block, but it just never seems
Lawson in 8th.
Go right, and that situation was McDowell blocking Brad Keselowski around the win.
Tori,
Son Bo got the carry of a lifetime.
Oh my goodness!
I said
Tyler Reddick
a few times. I'll say it again. If he gets that thing framed and puts it on his wall, he's going to get to tell a lot of stories. He might not remember it, but there's going to be a lot of question marks about what is this picture.
Last weekend was a bit of a head scratcher for this guy and this team for the 45. It was kind of up the order, back down the order, and that's where they stayed. And it was a costly weekend in Kansas points-wise. Tyler Reddick finds himself on the outside trying to break back in to the top 8.
Yeah, for raw speed, he probably was the most shocking. You know, there were some performances that
Benjamin's like, I'm over here going, I didn't know we were racing.
All those things. But the 45, as you mentioned it, when you think of Kansas, you think a dominant car, a car that's going to run the top 3 or top 4, and they just did not have that.
I love this paint job. Tootsies, that pink neon.
Now, as we pick up Daniel Suarez.
Love it.
Well, you won't miss this car.
Suarez.
know, Daniel in the playoffs here, you know, he's 14 points behind the cut line currently. This is an opportunity for Daniel to, I think he's got to get real aggressive. And I think that, you know, it's a little more
Reddick
difficult
looks
to
like
do
one
that
of your
without
teachers
a,
at
you
your
know,
school,
really fast
Caleb.
car. But I think you got to be thinking stage points, great finish. I think you come into this race believing this is your pathway to the next round of playoffs. He's a good road racer. The Roval's next week, but 2 decent events probably doesn't get it done. I think at some point you're going to have to get stage points.
Like that
you just
nasty
have
beast,
to assume
Ronnie
that you
says.
have to make that happen tomorrow.
Suarez.
Not going to push his way into the top 10 here in the Tootsie's Chevrolet. In fact, Daniel Suarez is way down the order in 24th.
That makes
24th.
just a challenge early more difficult.
There he is between Eric
On track
Jones
now,
and
Chase
Ricky
Elliott.
Stenhouse.
Back-to-back top 10s
Eric Jones
in
and
the last
Ricky
2 races.
Stenhouse.
Good, solid weekend
All
last
right,
weekend.
Chase.
It was a gritty,
As
gutsy
Holly
comeback
says, I see
from
you,
that engine
Chase.
change, which made him start at the back of the field and just drove his way through, Steve.
Let me see those nines.
Yeah, it's been the entire year for the 9. You know, that they have the win, so they got that behind them.
Let
but,
me see those nines.
you know, it's not been flashy at all, but it has been effective. And I really feel that the 9 has a ton of potential to advance out of this round because of that consistency. Now, I think they have to find a little bit more if they are fortunate to get to the round of 8.
So using my
strengths.
previous statement,
They
so
do.
that's
They
like
do a
10.
nice job of that, to your point, right?
So
They,
Suarez maybe a
they
top
don't
10
call
finish.
strategies to the car that they don't have. They know where their car kind of belongs in the field.
Look at this. The time's coming back. Talking thousandths of a second. It's just switched over from red
Chase,
to green.
Daryl, thank you
It's
for becoming a
trending
rookie
better
member.
for Chase Elliott. Even if it is by just 2/100ths of a second, Chase Elliott puts himself in the top 10, 8th. Nice lap.
Chase, top 10. Keep hitting that like, keep hitting that subscribe. We're trying to get to 300
I think
likes.
one of the
I would love
most aggressive
500 likes
drivers
on this stream
type
if
of
we could do
racetrack
it.
is this guy right here, Joey Logano.
If we could get
is not
500
afraid,
likes, that's your goal, guys.
to go. And when I say go, when
1,100
they drop the
folks in
green
here.
flag, his
Come on.
mission is to get track position. Keep it. Do whatever you got to do. He's willing
Like
to put
they did
himself
for
in
Kyle Busch.
situations
Here's
that
Joey
others
Logano.
early in the race are uncomfortable doing. And that's led to some great races. It's led to some horrible races. But his mentality is to go and attack.
And when it goes wrong, he's unapologetic, which I appreciate. That tells me that his style is his conviction. You know, he doesn't go out there and, hey, sorry.
Angry pit monster.
He tells you he's going to do it again next week.
And
As
he's
Menace
trending
says.
in the right direction to push Brad Keselowski out of the top 10. Jeff, the 2 words I've heard most often used about this weekend from the drivers is smart and aggressive. Which one has more weight?
They don't work together, do they? You know, I mean, it's hard to do both, and that's what the best can do. The best dance on the edge of crashing, and they do it on a consistent basis without crossing over it. And it is a balance, and it's a difficult balance. Joey Logano, P4. And one of the best in the business at doing it is this guy right here, for sure.
It's Ford, 1, 2, 3,
Thank you,
and
Daryl.
4.
Appreciate
McDowell,
ya.
Cindric, Gilliland, Logano.
Enjoy
2
those
playoff
emojis,
drivers
man.
in the top 4. Here is Denny Hamlin.
Did anyone check Joey's gloves?
Talking about a
Denny,
guy
let's
who
go,
can deliver
baby.
on this style of track. We'll go back. This style of track, Atlanta, qualifying.
my
They had
11s?
an engine issue.
Don't be afraid to put those
slow
11s in the
qualifying. They
chat.
resolved the issue for the race, and they went with that strategy of riding around conservatively, ended up getting in a wreck. It ended up not hurting because
Daniel
they got
Hemrick's still in
out
P8.
of the round of 16. They advanced. But you have to
Where's
wonder
my
if
Denny
that
fans
weekend in
at?
Atlanta hasn't changed the approach for 11 here at
Go
Talladega,
Padres,
whether we're going to
butterflies.
see an aggressive Denny Hamlin.
Does he overcompensate?
Right.
That would be the fear from me. But I think, you know, we talked about, you know, the pressure he has on him with the, you know, with the lawsuit and all that stuff.
His
But
time
now,
improved. Susie stuck
I
his
think
hand
one
out.
of his strengths is crew chief Chris
Got a
Gabehart.
P4.
And Denny has allowed him to be a strength. Denny has accepted Chris Gabehart. He's accepted the help from Chris. And I think those two, Steve, have a great chance of sitting down, having a conversation, and focusing and putting everything else behind, including that
Hamlin
race in
P8.
Atlanta. Put it all behind you. What do we have to focus on today? And they'll bring a great effort.
Benjamin
Good effort
says
qualifying.
Hemrick's not
Sure, 8 for
making it.
Toyota. Toyota's speed in the race has been okay.
Yeah, you're right,
They just
Sean.
haven't had the single car speed. He has to feel good about that.
He's the only Toyota in
The Toyota finally
the top
worked. It's
10
about
at
time.
the moment.
All right, here's
Alex
Bowman.
Bowman on track. Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron to come.
Here's Bowman.
Talk about being
Bowman
put
the
to a
showman.
test. Being asked to
48
stand up and deliver.
Look at
Well, this
Team
48 Ally
are you
Chevrolet,
feeling
Alex
okay,
Bowman and the
man?
48 team have certainly done
Go
that in the
Denny.
playoffs.
What?
And it's been
Someone
board.
go make sure
You know,
T
when you
Van's
really
all
talk
right.
about the stage points and how
I'm
important
worried
that is.
about his health.
That's really where the
T-Van?
48 has impressed me the most. Is
Are
that
you
they
okay?
have avoided pit road issues, restart issues, strategy issues, where they can just consistently.
Now, if I could
continue
get
to
Menace
put those
and
points in their
Mountain
bucket
Billy
throughout the
to
course
put
of the
Go
game.
Denny in my chat, I would be a happy boy.
Alex Bowman, 20th.
Alex Bowman.
Not ideal.
Yeah, Xfinity today, yeah.
Heading into tomorrow, but it is what it is.
T Van might
His
have a
teammate Kyle
tumor.
Larson was pushed out of the
A
top 10 as
tumor.
well. Kyle is sitting in 11th at the moment. And here they come. Christopher Bell said last weekend at Kansas,
Bell,
hitting the
baby.
wall at both the end of stages 1 and 2 was totally on him. He said he had a great car. It just got away from him. Different circumstances for the two crashes, but they were kind of pretty similar. And he was just a bit frustrated that they weren't able, Jeff, to maximize on points, on stage points, to help in the bigger picture of the playoffs.
Well, it puts some pressure on, right? So they're only 28 points to the good.
It starts in an
and
hour.
knowing you have Talladega
An
and the
hour,
Roval coming
Michael.
up, the 28's not comfortable. I don't know. that
Or he's
anything's
nipping on that,
comfortable.
sipping on that shine.
Yeah,
That's right.
You want to be able to execute when you have the opportunity, and when you don't, you look
Get
back
a
on it and you wonder
G-string
how much
sickness.
damage is it going to cause? Is it enough
No Denny and
to
hit
get
the
you
wall.
in trouble where you
That's
don't
more
make
like
the next
it.
round of the playoffs?
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell, what does the speed chart say? 19th. So that shows you what
Wow.
a great lap that was from Denny
He's set up
Hamlin.
for the race, though. All right,
To
here
be the
is
only Toyota in the top
Blaney.
10. Ryan Blaney, reigning series champion. Looking to take that next step, looking to go and try and defend. A couple of wins on the season. A couple that got away from him. Some frustration mixed in. But the champ
Jose,
is
he's
still
set up
in
for
the
race,
mix.
though. I guarantee
He's
you.
on track right now.
Bell is set up for race
In the mix, in the
traffic.
playoffs, in the mix in qualifying as he's trending in the green.
Remember, Rick, that's what they do. Most of them are not set up for qualifying.
You talked about the Penske teammates,
Oh,
how well
okay.
they work together.
You were trying to
They
jinx
feel like
them.
they work
Okay, I
together
see.
better than everyone
Makes
else. It
more
wasn't
sense
always
now,
the case.
T-Man.
They
Okay,
had
I
to
was
go
worried
through some
about you.
difficult times. Daytona 500,
They all wrecked.
late they
Yeah.
wrecked, you know, and there was some difficult conversations
Lady!
that had to be had, and through
Ryan
that,
Blanket.
though, they got better, and they learned how to work together as teammates, and it takes commitment, it takes dedication, and
Jose said
it also
definitely he's
takes
gonna finish,
thick
like,
skin,
top three.
because when you have teammates and a good lap by Blaney to third, when you have teammates, you can expect to
true,
be
Rick.
disappointed.
You're right.
That's just the way it is, because there are times
So
a
Blaney
teammate has to make a
P3.
move that doesn't work for you, and there's times that a teammate.
And we
you know,
got
you made the
one
move
driver
and
left.
It doesn't work for them, and they don't go
It's
with you.
Willie
You
B.
just have to have thick skin, not get
Where's
your
my
feelings hurt.
24s?
Coming
My
off a
Hendrick quote.
terrific second place finish last weekend. I know that's not terrific for him. Everybody wants to win, but it was a really solid run, and I think turning and trending in the right direction at
You
the
see
right
it-
time of the
see those
season
24s.
for William Byron of Hendrick Motorsports. How about that lap from Daniel Hemrick? We said it was good at the time. We didn't realize it was going to be that good to still keep him in the top 10 with
Can he
the
stay in the
last
top 10? That's the
competitor
question.
to run, challenging that 10th place time, and at the moment he's behind. Daniel Hemrick may just keep the points, the playoff points leader, out of the top 10 and out of the second round of qualifying.
What's up, William?
And that deficit's not going to be made up. William
Wow,
Byron, 16th.
Daniel Hemrick, congratulations.
So there you have it. It is a really interesting and eclectic top 10. Both RCR cars are in. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
I mean, Bronny said it earlier today that the RCR cars would be strong no matter what. Xfinity, Cup, whatever. But Bronny says McDowell, Cindric, Blaney, Gillen, Logano, Busch, Burton, Dillon, Hamlin, Hemrick. Thank you, Bronny. There's your top 10. So, who, I guess everyone's choice here, the Shockers is going to be Harrison Burton and Daniel Hemrick. So there's your top 10. Moving on to the second round. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button for us. If you have not already, we'd love for you to join our channel. We do NASCAR racing here every weekend, and we'd love for you to be here with us hanging out. And if you haven't seen one of our races yet, you are in for a treat today. Talladega. I bet we get some thumbs going on today. We'll get the thumbs going on today. If you know, you know. But we'll have a good time today. Thank you for subscribing. 3,333 Smitty. Thank you so much. Heading to the starting line for my motocross race now. I'm running the 24 hours since the 90s. Nice, Jamie. Have a good time. Good luck to you. What time does the Xfinity race start today? It starts at 3 p.m. Central, 2:30 Eastern will be the 2:30 Central will be the pre-race ceremonies. We'll be going live at 2:30 for pre-race for the Xfinity series. So make sure you're here with us and nowhere else. This is the only place to be. We'll have a great time, great chat, lots of fun, the emojis, all that good stuff. So make sure you're hanging out with us today. The pin message is up there, and you will also be redirected as well. So make sure you hang out with us for the race. SVG gets his best Cup Series start position over in an oval for tomorrow. SVG will start 17th. Good job, SVG. So there it is. All right, so who's getting the pole? I'm going Michael McDowell. Anybody else? 1K in the chat. I went down a little bit. That's okay. So top 10. Who gets it? Relying on you for the Xfinity race today, CeeLo, as I will have my Buckeyes on YouTube TV. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Denny proved me wrong. I didn't think a Toyota would be in the top 10. Yeah, only one. Crazy. Everybody else set up for race trim. Todd Gillen and Jose says the 22 for Steve. Who else? Who else? Burton. Woo, would that be something? Harrison Burton brings the pole down here, George. That would be something. McDowell for Lloyd. I'm going McDowell as well. Larson is just history, Ronald says. 12 for the pole for Billy Bowles. Rowdy Ronnie says, I'm sticking with Todd. Desert says. McDowell supremacy. Bronny says, Logano might have a little extra to show, I think. William says. Pablo says, love your stream. You always do a very good job live streaming, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Matthew, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Pick your Ford, any Ford. Pick your Ford, any Ford. Raymond says Bell has a good plate finishes this season. And T-Van says, can we get a different hat? It doesn't go well with the mustache. See now I feel better. T-Van is okay. I'm not worried about T-Van anymore.
Devastated.
last week, guys, if I am bringing you some relief and some sane moments for you guys to enjoy a race or a baseball game this week and taking you away from the reality that what you guys are living in and having no power and all you have is your cell phone or whatever, and I bring you that enjoy relief, that makes my day. And some of y'all stepped up and said those in the chats this week that CeeLo, thank you to you. I never got to get to watch the races because we're just out over here. So our thoughts and prayers go out to every single person out there that has been affected by this storm. And pray that this other storm that's out in the Gulf now doesn't head to Florida and just destroy it even more. And then prayers also all the way through the United States, wherever you are, if anything has ever happened. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And I hope you guys are doing just fine. And look forward to having a good race today. And get your minds off of it if you are living through whatever you're living through right now. We hope to bring some relief and some fun into your household. So, all right, guys, we'll be bringing the top 10 here and see how it goes. Austin Cindric's going to go off first, and we'll see what happens. Sorry to hear about what's happening over there. Good on you, CeeLo, giving people something to feel good about. I try positive. We'll try to bring as much as we can. Donate to small charity that will actually help the people, Dennis says. Yeah, so that's why the Red Cross number there. Penske donated $1 million today to the relief fund. That is awesome. Desert Fox says, now it's time for the Billmore estate. If it's open, probably barely nobody's touring that mansion. Yeah, I've been there a couple times. Positive says, stoked to see SVG starting 8th in Xfinity and 17th in the Cup. Looks like he's still improving what matters. Exactly. The more and more practice he gets, the better he's going to get. I got to meet him in Nashville. Pretty cool dude. Got a picture with SVG in Nashville on pit road when they were here. Ken says, yeah, top 10 doesn't matter at this track. Whoever stays out of the big one wins this race the last 5 laps, CeeLo. You're right. You're right there. So, Emmett says, that thanks so much, CeeLo. You were 100% that for me last week, an escape on my cell phone. You're welcome, Emmett. I'm glad I brought some type of relief to somebody. Thanks for hosting these races, man. Yeah, JL, we do it every weekend, and we love for you to subscribe. We're trying to get to 23,200 possibly today. Maybe more. Trying to get to 500 likes. We had lost a little bit of people ever since the second round here, but maybe we'll get some back up here. But thank you so much. Cole Trickle says, ditto what CeeLo said. Laughter is the best medicine. You're right, Cole. And you always bring some good times to the chat. And we're blessed to have you in here too as well. So we'll after this is over, we'll take a little bit of a break. About right now it'll be 45 minutes. But 2:30 we'll be back online for the Xfinity race pre-race ceremony. So right back to it. Here we go. See who gets the pole at Talladega.
As you can see, there are 4 highlighted in yellow. Just 4 playoff drivers.
4 playoff drivers, but all kinds of blue ovals. One thing that hasn't changed at the speedways has been the speed and qualifying of the Ford campaign.
Look at the ticker down there. They even
6
have it right
here, some Chevys, but a lone Toyota. I think that's an improvement. Denny Hamlin right there in 9th.
Only the second race of the year that is not a Hendrick Motorsport Chevrolet in the top 10.
California, I8,
they will be a threat tomorrow, though.
Ground Zero Atlanta.
So that's what's coming up. And
awesome,
also,
man.
what we can look forward to next weekend when
Drive
the
safe,
Roval
brother.
is happening, so too is the season finale of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. You'll see it next Saturday, noon Eastern on Peacock. It is a classic. It's an endurance classic. It's one of my favorite events. 10 hours of the best sports car racing.
10
Again,
hours.
Saturday at noon Eastern on NBC. Titles to be decided.
At BetMGM, everyone gets
commercial. All right, so just waiting on these top 10 here to get it going. Pin messages above you for the race today. So make sure you tune in for that. And we'll see what happens with the Xfinity race at Talladega today. If you guys want to become a member, you have access to the emojis. Bronny says, I would feel so sorry to anyone who would decide to stream those endurance races. Oh, I know, right? Oh my gosh. I was just thinking, Bronny, when he said 10 hours, I was thinking, okay, well, I could probably do that and not have to worry about not editing because it goes to 12 hours. Yeah, that was my first thought. I was thinking, okay, if I decided to do that. That's what I was. Yeah. The 24-hour one. Hey. Probably have to split that one up into two streams. You could do the 24-hour one. We'd be here asleep. We'd be like sitting here just sleeping. Just like what channel's the race today? It's gonna be on the CW. Where did Bowman qualify? Bowman did not qualify in the top 10. Coda did a 2-part stream. Yeah, he did, right? Yeah, and he didn't sleep at least. C Brown, did you ever watch Spokesman? Did you? I know you're a big Disney guy. Did you ever watch Spokesman when he streamed? I don't know how far back you were watched streaming. So Spokesman actually did those sleep streams. He would like stream while he slept, which is funny. 24 hours of Le Mans and such. Oh, yeah. You're welcome, Travis. They stream those endurance races live on YouTube. It's fun to fall asleep to. I've tried staying up for the 24-hour race. Not easy. I just started following May. Okay. Here's Daniel Hemrick.
Unbelievable. Talladega Superspeedway as part of the playoffs again. And then next weekend, the Roval. Great job, Daniel Hemrick, to be in the top 10 here. The second phase of qualifying. He's the first one out on track.
When we used to run multiple laps, the first lap would be in this line right here, up against the wall, getting the car up to speed the best you can.
The first 11 hours.
Well, coming to the green, just a distance thing, just trying to give the car as much time to get up to speed. Then you'll see the turn through the travel down to the lower line.
And now it's all about going around the racetrack the shortest way you can. Start-finish line is right there. So now left side tires will go straight to the yellow line.
Jeff, courtesy of the pace car ride today, it was clear that the yellow line, don't use that too much as a locked-in reference, because it's anything but straight along the apron. It kind of moves back and forth 3 or 4 inches versus some of it's on the apron, some of it's on the banking.
Defending race champion.
And it's a drastic difference
no
between
groups.
one side
No
of that
groups,
line
Josh.
and the other because of the banking.
This is round 2.
The car. You see Daniel's car across the bumps into turn 3. Bouncing up and down.
Yeah, I remember those speed channel had all the 24 hours going.
In the 10, it's going to be Daniel's best start of the 2024 season.
Pablo, mine was Darrell Waltrip, and then Sterling Marlin.
Kind of speed he has, 52.76.
Now
it wouldn't
Denny
surprise
Hamlin.
me if they picked up speed with everything in the car actually gaining
Keep in that like button, trying to get to 400 likes.
You'd like for
400
it to be cool,
likes.
The transaxle, the axles, and all those things, there's a chance it could go quicker. Not for Daniel Hemrick, though. He slows down about 1/10.5.
180, just under 181 miles an hour.
And Diff, you talked about all of the drivers that aren't in the playoffs. Denny Hamlin is in the playoffs.
No, Chase Elliott did not make the top 10.
That's what you're going to see all day tomorrow. And this race,
you went from Dale to Dale Jr. to Rowdy. There you go, Benjamin.
Drivers outside of the top 10 are going to have
2 rounds.
a bearing on who
they didn't have practice
here
today.
In a good spot in the playoffs. They're gonna take stage points from
them. All right,
them.
Daddy, let's go,
They're
baby.
going to do things that impact these playoff drivers. It's going to be wild to watch how they interact with them because they're out there for themselves. They don't care if Denny Hamlin wins the championship or not. They want to win this race.
And that could be the tri-oval. We have seen 10, 15, 20 points lost in the last half mile here in Talladega. You mentioned where the start-finish line is,
Just 2
Jeff.
rounds of qualifying.
Here at qualifying, I don't think it really makes a difference where it is, but in the race, when the field comes off turn 4 as Denny Hamlin is right here, they still are a long
awesome,
way,
Menace.
an entire
That's awesome.
tri-oval away from the start-finish line.
I know I bet it's been
Good
scary.
position here this afternoon is going to set up for a really promising day tomorrow for this guy, the driver of the FedEx 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing. 181.5 miles an hour, 52.77 seconds. Hamlin's the pace setter for now with 8 to come.
Very consistent, Jeff. Almost matched his time.
52.7.
He's the only Toyota in that top 10.
Michael McDowell did a
52.3.
So
drafting buddies up with them in those Toyotas, he's going to have to find
here's
some people to
Austin
work
Dillon.
with until they can get hooked up.
Talking about looking for a drafting buddy, Austin Dillon has his RCR teammate Kyle Busch also in this top 10. How well will they work together? Where will they be in the mix at the drop of the green tomorrow?
Quickly, we kind of forget what could have been. Remember the three of Austin Dillon won Richmond. And I know he ended up hitting Denny Hamlin in the 22 to get it done, and the win was taken away, not playoff eligible. But before that yellow came out, he had the race won. He had the best car in Richmond. I think that was lost. That is such a huge accomplishment for RCR. And now here we are with having 2 cars in the top 10 of qualifying. Whatever the RCR did over the Olympic break, now a few months ago,
yeah, with the Bass
changed
Pro
the
Shop
trajectory
color
of this team's performance for the finish of the year.
And they're pushing each other forward. Let's see where this lap lands. Hemrick went first. Dillon to the top. Austin with
Dillon,
a 52.741. 300ths quicker than Denny Hamlin.
52.741.
You mentioned it earlier. We showed you the replay. Daytona winner Harrison Burton. We now know next year he'll run.
Yeah, I don't know who I'll cheer for after Denny retires. I guess I'll just start following Blaney.
Trying to finish
He
out
is my
this year
second
strong.
favorite.
Jeff, have you noticed a change in your son?
Hence I have
since
the hat.
becoming
The reason I
Cup
have the
winner?
hat.
Like, is there something different about him? Has he changed anything in his approach or his outlook, or it's even made him even hungrier?
No, I don't see it. I know that he was processing.
What's up,
and
Bill?
still is
Good to see you,
processing
buddy.
leaving Cup, going to Xfinity. I know he's excited to prove to himself and others what he can do in a race car. He talks about that a lot.
Harrison
Steve
Burton.
knows he spent some time with us. We don't talk racing a whole lot.
You also like
around,
Blaney and
we
Hendrick.
Talk about a lot of
Haas.
other things.
I sent this text message to Cole Custer, and I plan on sending the same one to Harrison Burton. When Cole was moved down from the Cup Series, I texted him and said, hey, listen, prove to everyone how good you are, right? Go do what you do. And he went on to be an Xfinity Series champion. And I think Harrison has that same opportunity, right? He's going to go down to Saturday, and I think we take for granted how hard Sundays are. And when Harrison runs full-time on Saturday, I think he's instantly going to be the big kid in the playground, right? Like, I think the competition may seem easier to him. Everything may seem a little slower to him. When you run up against guys like Kyle Busch every single week, I think it hardens you, toughens you up as a race car driver.
It better.
Yeah. Here is the 2-time Talladega winner, the Lucas
Rowdy,
Chevrolet
let's go,
for
Rowdy.
RCR.
Stay away from Briscoe this time,
So
Rowdy.
close a week ago.
Try to go around him
He
this
had it
time.
figured out at Kansas, coming to lap chase Briscoe. Chase gave him the top, but barely the top, just one lane. And Kyle get in there a little
You know your
high.
driver
He said,
sucks
shut off on exit.
when
He got into
Austin
the
Dillon
fence.
out-qualifies you.
As soon as he got out of the car, he said, that was on me.
Yeah.
He said, that was on me, totally.
Well, and you mentioned how close it's been for the 3 car. What about this car?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times
I'm not worried about
Kyle
T-Van
Busch had
anymore.
a chance and been in position to win a race, and it just not work out? And
There's Fox,
good lap
boo,
right here is gonna
Busch. Watching for
his
Bristol.
teammate by
What's
about
up,
a tenth of a
Barrett?
second, just a little bit less. But
How's
Kyle
things in
Busch,
East
all
Tennessee,
all
Barrett?
these situations have only made him more hungry, and if he gets a chance, he'll keep trying to pull the trigger and make it happen.
Well, this is what it looked like. Exiting turn 2, the 14 leave him barely a lane, and right there, the air shuts off. The back of the car gets loose. Contact with the wall. He spun, actually.
RCR hams up
maintained
the
top
car
10. He was
at
6th
Dega
on
and
the final pit
Daytona.
stop. He just couldn't get back to where he needed to be.
Heard an interesting line during the week. Jeff, I'll get you to answer this. If Kyle was in the playoffs, would he have driven that corner exit the same way? Would he have put himself in that position if he was in the
Thank you,
playoffs?
Cheney.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you for
He was doing what
subscribing,
he thought he
Cheney.
had to do to win the race. He was doing
All
what
right,
he had to do
Logano.
to keep Ross Chastain from passing him. He didn't realize he had got himself in trouble until it was happening, right? So Kyle Busch is a smart race car driver. And right now, a little quicker than Joey Logano. I am surprised that this Ford is behind that 8 car right now.
It was Fords in the top 5 positions.
Oh,
at the
I
end
didn't
of
see
regular
Rowdy got the
qualifying.
pole.
Now we're in the top 10, and it's 2 Chevrolets and a Toyota filling the top 3 positions. And Logano's behind by 0.04 of a second. Not much in it, but enough to stop him from going to the top. Logano P2
Logano.
splits the RCR teammates.
Dexter, thanks for subscribing. Now, McDowell did a 52.3, right? So we'll see what he does. And Jay as well, thank you for
So
subscribing.
Logano slowed down
Here's Todd
on his second
Gilliland.
run. Several people have. Kyle Busch, he picked up a little bit. Austin Dillon picked up a little bit.
4 drivers to come. 2 are playoff drivers, 2 are not. So the 2 who aren't are the Front Row Motorsports Fords of Michael McDowell and this man, Todd Gilliland.
And they had to be your favorites for the front row coming here with their outstanding performance in Speedway qualifying this year. Hand out the window. It's got to be the easiest for Todd.
On Yellawood.
He's a bigger
Front
driver.
row motorsports. Is he going to be on the front row?
He's not. I don't think he's one of the few that I don't think I'd like to tackle.
See, Brown says Rowdy's going to be in the top 5.
Much more athletic
Thank you,
build
Racing
than you'd
Gods,
imagine.
California says.
Just a few of them, huh?
Well, there's only. I mean, most of them. Like, come on, Jeff.
A tenth of a second to the good. Gilliland's going to go to the top here.
Oh,
Nice
Todd
work.
Gilliland.
182.2
52.5, so
miles
McDowell's
an
going to
hour.
run a 52.3. You know he is.
52.5 seconds is,
You made
is
it
enough
back,
to
Jamie.
put him on the
Welcome
provisional
back.
pole
And you
position.
won? Did you win?
But still, we've got Blaney, Cindric, and McDowell to come. And right on cue, here is Ryan.
All right, here is Blaney. 2 drivers left. I got 3 drivers
This man
left.
has
sorry.
a good track record
Or 2 left
at
for
Talladega.
Austin, Cindric, and
Can that
McDowell.
continue tomorrow? Are we going to get another spoiler, fellas? A
52-1.
non-playoff driver winning,
I
or
think
is
he's
it
going to do a
be time for a playoff
52-3,
driver to lock
Roddy.
himself in to the round of 8?
Well, playoff drivers have proven that they find a way in this fall race at Talladega to go to victory lane, but I don't know. I have a feeling. I don't think it's going to be one. I think we're going to get a non-playoff winner.
The concern for the playoff guys is, and it will be somebody or several of them, who's going to have the really bad race.
Right.
Who is going to get caught up early in a wreck, who's going to not get stage points and have a wreck late and leave here in big trouble trying to make
Here's
the next round.
The
Logano.
slap hasn't gone the way that Ryan Blaney would have hoped in the Menards Ford.
52-7.
P3. So it's Gilliland, Busch, Blaney.
All right.
So he just
Here's
edges his
Cindric.
teammate Joey Logano. 2 to come. One of them is the sole remaining Team Penske driver,
Here's
Austin
Cindric first.
Austin's been really good. Look at the number of points.
Boyd says a
Austin Cindric has
52.233.
gained on this type of racetrack. He loves it, and he's good at it. You know, won the Daytona 500 in his rookie year, by the way.
I was there for that one.
And
Saw him win the Daytona 500.
He
I
was
was there.
comfortable in that race, and in every other race he's been comfortable in. He's had a chance, Steve, to win many of these drafting-style racetracks.
He's found a way to be aggressive, be at the front, and to your point, though, still score points. You know, not find himself out of the race near the end.
And he's got to get plenty of points tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. At 29 points behind,
Yeah.
I think
Awesome.
leaving here, I mean, a winning would be
Congratulations,
a win would be
Jamie.
the goal. But if he can just close that down to single digits going to the Roval, then I think you have a tangible, realistic
Cindric.
option to get through on points next week.
Look at this.
He
It's
won.
going to be a Team Penske Ford go to the top. Austin Cindric in the discount tire machine gets it. So he's guaranteed at least a front row start.
Yeah, it's going to be a Ford front row. Just a question of which drivers.
All right. Now, so 52.4.
Well, Michael McDowell's going to have to slow
Watch
down.
McDowell here.
About a tenth and a half of what he ran the first lap.
No front row
Well,
for
let's
front
see.
row.
I expect to see a lot of green.
There it is, right off the bat.
He was excited to come to Talladega this weekend. Last weekend in Kansas did not work out very well at all. They just were never in the mix. And Michael just said those kind of weekends, they're hard, but you know that they're coming. That's part of the sport.
And I'll tell you as a crew chief, I know you want to win
Thank
the
you,
pole.
James,
but,
for
you know,
subscribing.
hundredths of a second,
James.
you can start to measure wind and all these different things. But when someone like the 34 car goes out and dominates every
I think he finished
single
11th,
time,
Gary.
it really
I'll have to
starts
go
to
back and
frustrate you.
look.
You're like, what are we missing? What have they figured out? Because they've obviously unlocked something that allows them to be this fast every time we come to a super speedway.
Look at the margin. It's almost 0.2 of a second up on Austin Cindric, who ran a good lap. And it's going to be pole position number
52.3,
6
I was
on
right.
the year. He surpasses Kyle Larson.
52.3,
Michael McDowell is on the
1-0.
pole for Front Row Motorsports. And the Loves Ford, they've done it again.
You know, what a great job by that
Tell you,
team.
man, he's
and
the
it's,
beast.
Stevie talked about how frustrating
All right,
it is
George.
to be on the other side of that, you know, getting beaten by that badly. But this team is committed to building fast race cars, and
Glad
more
I'm back
importantly,
on the
just committed,
stream.
know how
Thank
to
you,
do
CeeLo,
it,
for
and
streaming
then
the broadcast.
keep
You're
doing it.
welcome,
I mean,
Regine.
think about the year they've had.
And it's like
the
you
number
said,
of poles
CeeLo,
on this
I
type
know.
of racetrack.
He
And
loves cars.
That doesn't
Yeah.
happen by chance. That is skill, dedication, commitment, desire, everything it takes to be successful in sports. And that shows you how important teams are in this. It's not just about the drivers. It is Those guys right there, the guys back at the shop, the guys at the engine shop, everybody. It takes every single one of them to make this happen.
Nobody better at Talladega in 2024 for a single lap of qualifying. He did it in the spring. He's done it in the fall.
He did it at
Well
Daytona.
Done, Michael McDowell. That's huge. And here you have it. It's a Ford front row lockout.
Thank you, Cara.
It's Front Row Motorsports and Team Penske that'll lead the field to green.
Yeah, mix the playoff and
Robert.
non-playoff, as Jeff mentioned. We expect
We'll see
to
in
see
about
that front to back.
26
in
minutes.
Here tomorrow. Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin in row 4. You see,
And he did it in both Atlanta races.
with a
You're
great
right.
start right there in row 5.
So
Larson
Chase Elliott, row
trying to
6 with
change his
Larson on the other
Superspeedway
side
stats,
of him.
Get to the finish of one of these things.
And let's just go back and in the top 10.
5-0
Congratulate
Bob.
RCR again with Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. That was a really nice effort. William Byron, the points leader. He starts back on the 8th row.
Yeah, and if anywhere you can recover from poor qualifying, it's here at Talladega, because the way these races
We'll be live
work,
at
the way
2:30.
the field kind of jumbles up, you'll have your chance to cycle to the front. Your fear is just an early accident. If you see an accident, corner 1, lap 1, you get caught up in it, you're going to have to point to qualifying to say that's why you were back there.
The Yellawood 500. Tomorrow, you'll see it at 2:30
Charlotte.
on NBC, but there is
Oh my God,
Xfinity
Kyle Busch
Series
did
racing
really well.
coming
Good
up this
qualifying today.
afternoon.
He did, NASCAR.
Lots happening. As always, that's it for the day for Xfinity Series and Cup qualifying.
Ava.
All we've got for you now is the good stuff, is the racing. And that's coming up. Remember, Countdown Live.
I guess they're not going to
NASCAR
talk to
Countdown Live on
McDowell.
CW 3:30 this afternoon, so that's in less than half an hour from now. At 4 on the CW, it's the playoffs continue for the Xfinity Series. Tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern on NBC, Countdown to Green, and then we go racing.
Thank you,
in the
$5
Yellawood 500
Nooks. $5
at
super chat. Everybody tell
2:30
Nooks, thank you
Eastern
so much.
on
$5. Thank
NBC.
you.
Continuing
Appreciate
the
you,
round
man.
of 12
Thank you so
in
much.
the playoffs. Let's hear from the man who sits on the
Let's
pole.
listen to Michael McDowell, and then we'll go.
Standing by with Dave.
And Lee, we'll say it again. Sits on the pole again. You guys have done it to them again, Michael, and they're all scratching their heads.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, I'm just so proud of everybody on this, 34 Loves Travel Stop Ford Mustang team. I mean, it's hard to come down here and get the pole. But we found some things in the off season, went to Daytona, it worked, and we just kept that momentum going. So really proud. We came down here with a game plan. Game plan was to sit on the pole, and we did that today, and that should put us in the lead for the most poles for the year. That's something we have circled. But there's a lot of racing left, obviously. But more than anything, we had the car to win here last year too, and needed about 400 more yards to get to the checkered flag. So hopefully tomorrow goes smoother than that. But it's great to have a fast Ford Mustang. Thank you to Doug Yates and everybody at Roush H Engine Shop. I mean, to get 5 poles is pretty amazing.
And you hugged all the team here, Michael. After kind of a distracting week, it seems like they've been pretty focused. How did you and them keep things together after all the news?
We've been laser focused. The 34 car knew
I'll
what we
show the
needed
whole
to do. We
field,
needed to get the pole at Talladega.
Tomorrow. It won't be
and we
updated
just
on my
focused on
thing.
that all week. And, it's all about details. And the guys worked really hard to make sure that we, did everything exactly how we did it last time. And always try to make things a little bit better. So huge effort, really proud. There's not always an opportunity for you to come down here and sit on the pole. But we know that the Fords are super fast right now at super speedways. And everything's playing into our hands to be able to do it. Next year, that might be different, right? And so you got to capitalize why you can get it, and we did that, so I'm really proud.
Good luck on that first one of the season tomorrow.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Lee?
All right, so there you go, guys. Congratulations, Michael McDowell on the pole, Austin Cindric, Todd Gillett, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Logano, Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Harrison Burton, Daniel Hemrick, and then that next row after that is Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, if you were wondering. But awesome, y'all. Thank you so much, guys, for a great qualifying stream. You always bring it, guys, and I appreciate you. Thanks so much. If you're watching on replay, hit the like button for us and subscribe if you're new to On the Go at CeeLo for all NASCAR content right here on our channel. We'll see you here in about 22 minutes for the Xfinity race for pre-race ceremonies. Make sure you pin message above you, click on that, or just stay right here. It'll be redirected over. But congratulations to the Loves Ford, that 34, Michael McDowell on the pole for tomorrow's Yellawood 500, which will be bringing you live coverage back to back. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in about 26 minutes. Go get you a a drink and some snacks and get ready to go 250 miles at Talladega. Thanks to my lovely wife, Spain, for everything that she does. I want to thank my mods for moderating. I want to thank my members for giving their hard-earned money to the channel. Thank you for the new members as well. And Nux, thank you for the $5 super chat today. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no CeeLo, as I always say. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in 26 minutes for the Xfinity race. And not, we'll see you tomorrow for the NASCAR race. We also do baseball tonight. Dodgers, Padres. Check us out. And we'll see you later. Let me find my ending soon button. Peace out. Love you. If not, be safe. Peace.